another Getting Real with Ashleydawn. I'm Ashleydawn, and I want to get real with you. I had a couple requests, and I thought that I would combine them in one message. This could go great, this could go terrible. But I didn't have a ton to say about one, and I didn't have a ton to say about the other, and they were both requested by the same person. So I thought that I would just do them together. So Tyler is, awesome and wonderful, and he's one of my biggest encouragers and supporters, like my little brother. And he requested that I talk about jealousy. And I immediately was like, yes, that is a great topic to cover on my Getting Real, because if we are honest, we've all been jealous of somebody for something at some point in our life. Maybe it was somebody who can't open their hand all the way, looking at other people that are opening their hands all the way and being jealous, like, why is it so easy for them and why is it so hard for me? Or maybe it's, somebody who busts their little hiney tail and works all the stinking time and never seems to catch a break financially. And you look at people that are lazy, that are living off the government and getting welfare or food stamps or Medicaid, and they're just doing all these programs and they're just getting all this help from the government, and you're just frustrated because you're like, okay, I'm working like crazy and I can't get ahead, but here this person is just sitting on their butt and not doing anything and just living on the government or living off of somebody else. And you can get jealous, like, why is it so easy for them? Or even, it could be you see somebody with a relationship and you get jealous and you're like, well, why do they get that awesome relationship? I'm an awesome person, I'd like that relationship. Or it could be, a car. You see somebody with a real nice car and you're like, man, I wish I could have a nice car. Like, why? I got this old car, why can't I have a nice car? Jealousy happens to all of us. One of the biggest things that I can relate to is, honestly, and y'all might laugh, and that's fine if you do, food jealousy. Like, have you ever been to a restaurant and you order something and you're like, in your head, like, yes, what I order is going to be amazing and it's going to be wonderful and it's going to be great. But then as you're waiting for your food, you see somebody else's food come by and you get jealous and you're like, ooh, I think I want their food instead, right? Because you're waiting on yours and you're real hungry. Or maybe it's somebody at your table ordered something and you're like, oh, I kind of like what you have better. Can I try what you have? Because I think I might like what you have better. And you get some food jealousy. I've had food jealousy. Listen, y'all already know I love to eat. I'm a foodie. And I love to take pictures of my food, and I love to try new foods, and I love to try other people's food. The other day, one of my friends and I went out, and she ordered something, and she's like, do you want some? And I was like, oh yeah, of course. Like, were you not going to offer me some? Yes, I want some of your food. And I was like, you can have some of mine too. But it's just funny. Like, I get jealous of other people's food. I do. Sometimes, so one of my closest friends worked with me one day when she first started as my assistant, and I was jealous of her because she was just so gifted and she was so good. Granted, when I told her, I said, I was a little bit jealous of you because you're really beautiful and you have a lot going for yourself and you're really gifted and God has just blessed you. And she's like, girl, I was thinking the same thing about you. It's so easy for us to want what other people have, and a lot of the times when we're wanting what other people have, when we're being jealous, when we're kind of getting a little angry that they have something that maybe we think we deserve more than them, a lot of time the problem is we're not looking at what we have because we're focusing on what they have. Maybe you need to look at what you have. Maybe you need to ask yourself, what are the things that I am overlooking that I maybe need to be a little bit more thankful of? And I'm talking to myself too. There are probably a million things in a day that I overlook, that I don't realize how blessed I truly am because I'm busy looking at other people's. It's kind of like that grass is greener on the other side of the fence deal. Like, whose grass is greener, mine or yours? And some people say, Well, the grass is greener where you water it. Well, the grass is greener, when there's manure on it. Well, the grass is greener when it's fake. Well, the grass is green. Who cares? Who cares about anybody else's grass except yours? The problem is, it's easier to look at other people's life than it is to look at ours. Because when we look at ours and we see something wrong with it, we realize that we're the only ones that can fix it. We're the ones that got to put in the work. We're the ones that got to do the due diligence and, get it done. But it's so much easier to look at other people's lives and to think, well, they don't work for it. Well, do you know they don't work for it? Do you watch them? No, you don't. You think they don't work for it, but you don't know. I posted another video a while ago, and it was like, you don't know. You don't know what people's life it really is about if you're not living it with them. Social media does a real big disservice to people because they can think that, things are one way, but in all actuality, it's another. Life isn't always what it seems it is. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes, there's some smoke and mirrors going on and you think something's one way and it ain't. You think somebody is one way and they ain't. Jealousy is so easy, and it's easy to get jealous in a work environment when you see somebody else maybe getting promoted and you're not, and you've been there longer. I've been there. Or maybe you see somebody getting, accolades and somebody praising them and clapping for them and making a big old deal about what they're doing, and you're like, well, you ain't making a big deal about what I'm doing, and I'm doing good stuff too. It's so easy to get jealous. Or maybe you're watching YouTube videos, right? This is on YouTube. Maybe you're watching YouTube videos and you're being jealous of the things you see on a video. Maybe you're jealous of my awesome Coca-Cola shirt. My friend Carolina got it for me. She got it at Walmart in case anybody else wants to get it as well. I believe it was either $7 or $9. So, fashionista on a budget. But maybe you're looking at my shirt, wanting my shirt. Maybe you're looking at my awesome car and you're like, I want a car like that. Well, you can get it. Not mine. You got to work for your own. But you know what I mean? Like, it's just so easy to look at what other people have instead of looking at what we have, instead of being thankful for what we have. It's so easy to look at other people's food at a restaurant and be like, I should have ordered that. Well, you didn't order it. So how about you be thankful for the food that you did order? Jealousy is combated through really looking at your own life. You can't be jealous of somebody else's grass if you're looking at your own. You're only jealous of their grass when you ain't looking at your own. So maybe stop looking at other people's grass. So maybe stop looking what other people have. Maybe start looking at what you have. Maybe ask God, help me to be grateful for the things that you've given to me. Help me be grateful for the way that you've created my life. Help me to not want what other people have. Help me to be thankful for what I have, because what I have is enough. Sometimes we don't think what we have is enough because we're busy looking at what somebody else has. Maybe it's a body. Maybe you're looking at somebody else's body in the gym even. You're going to work out and you look at somebody else and you're like, oh, I want to look like them. And you get jealous. A lot of working out, yes, it's hard work, and yes, it's your diet. Excuse me, yes, it's your diet, but a lot of it's genetics. A lot of it's genetics. And we can get jealous of genetics all day long. Maybe your genes, your genetics don't make you skinny. But maybe your genetics make you immune to certain diseases or immune to certain things that other people struggle with. Did you ever think of that? Sometimes we want so bad to be a thing, and we don't realize that if God gave us that thing that we wanted, that body that we wanted, that car that we wanted, that house that we wanted, whatever thing we wanted, sometimes when he doesn't give us something, he's not giving it to us because he knows that if he gave it to us, it would destroy us. Sometimes he says no to that relationship because he knows that if you had that relationship, that it would be toxic and that person wouldn't love you the way that you need to be loved. Sometimes he says no to that job because he knows that boss won't appreciate you and will take advantage of you. Sometimes he says no to things that we want so stinking bad. And he's not saying no because he doesn't love us. He's saying no because he does love us. Because he knows that what he has for us is better than what we want for ourselves. The other day, and it's real easy as a single person to be jealous of people that are in relationships. And it's real easy for people in relationships to be jealous of single people. I go back and forth. Sometimes I want a relationship, and sometimes, man, oh man, I'm so thankful I don't have one. Sometimes I'm like, I can do whatever I want, whenever I want. And I'm like, yes. But other times I'm like, you know what? I would like somebody to rub my feet at night. I would like someone to, cuddle with and tell all my secrets to and, pray with. I'd like somebody to build a life with. But it's so easy to want what other people have. Do you know how many times I've asked God for a relationship and he said no? And then later down the road, I've realized why he said no, and I was real thankful. Or, when I was 25, I wanted so bad to have kids. Like, I just wanted to be a mom. I don't know why, but I did. And I'm 34 now, and I can honestly look back and say, God, thank you that you didn't give me what I thought I wanted at the time, because I would not have been ready. I wouldn't have. God knew what I needed, and so he didn't give me what I wanted. And yes, at that time I was jealous of all the people that had what I thought that I needed, what I thought that I wanted. But instead of being jealous, I just focused on God and said, God, if I don't have it, I don't need it. If you haven't given it to me, help me to not want it. And that's hard. That's a hard prayer. I'm reading the book Dangerous Prayers by Craig Groeschel. It's really good. I highly encourage you to read it. It talks about praying dangerous prayers. Not, some happy, sunshiny prayers that say, God, let everything go great. Instead, prayers that say, God, you can break whatever you want in my life, because I know that when you rebuild it, you'll rebuild it better. God, I give you my heart, broken and bruised, and I trust that my days ahead of me are better than my days behind me. Sometimes we got to thank God for the things that we don't have. And sometimes we got to thank God for the things that we do have. Because sometimes we lose sight of what he's doing in our life because we're so focused on what he's doing in somebody else's. We're so focused on what he's doing to other people. Can I be really vulnerable with you? Like, really vulnerable. Like, I might cry. I'm so vulnerable. For a long time, I grew up in the church. I started going to church when I was a little baby, like a little girl. Loved the Lord, served the Lord, studied like crazy, and had a call of God on my life at a very, very early age. And so in the church, I would watch people, get brought up on the platform or get brought up on the stage. And a lot of them were musically inclined. So a lot of it was like piano or singing or something. And I was never gifted in like music. I was gifted in art, but I was never really gifted in music. I can act good. I can do dramas. I can do comedy routines. And I did when I was little. I can paint. I can do real crafty things. But I'm not very good of a singer. I did sing in the gospel choir and in the church choir, but I'm not a very good singer. And so I was never called up on the stage to sing. And I'd always get jealous of the people that were. But then I started realizing that a lot of those people that always had the spotlight on them at church didn't really live like it Monday through Friday. And then I stopped being jealous of them, and I started having compassion for them. Another thing that I struggled with being jealous of was when I saw, other people that had the call of God on their life, their ministries taken off, and, getting supporters and becoming a 501c3 and getting donations all the time and getting all these different things. And I thought to myself, I'm working so hard, and I'm serving God, and I'm teaching kids about Jesus, and I'm volunteering at Vacation Bible School, and I'm volunteering at every single event the church has, and I'm just constantly serving. And I just don't feel like my ministry is growing the way other people's are. I don't feel like my ministry is getting the attention that other ministries are. And I really struggled with being jealous of that. I really struggled with, God, why are you blessing them and you're not blessing me? The crazy thing about God's blessings are we focus so much on the way that blessings look on the outside. And we don't really focus on the way that the blessings happen on the inside. Through the last 34 years, God has blessed me inside my heart more than I could have ever imagined. But you wouldn't see it if you look on the outside. I mean, you might see it, but not as much as it is on the inside. You know, I've been frustrated and I've fussed with God, like, God, why aren't you doing this? God, why aren't you doing this? God, why aren't you doing this? And he said, just look at what I am doing. Like, look at what I am doing. The biggest way to combat jealousy, there's two ways. One, be thankful for your life and look at what God is doing in your life. Instead of focusing on everybody else and being jealous of what everybody else has. Look at your life. Be thankful for your life. Maybe write down a list of all the things that you're thankful for every single day. Maybe in the morning when you're getting ready. Maybe in the evening when you're getting ready for bed or you're, going to sleep, whatever. Start writing down things that you're thankful for. That's one of the ways to overcome jealousy. The other way to overcome jealousy, and this is going to come as a shock to some, celebrate the people that have what you have, that what you want. I'll say it again because I kind of got tongue-tied on that and you might not have heard it. Celebrate the people that have what you want. Instead of, backbiting them or putting them down or spreading rumors or starting gossip or getting nasty or being a hater, be an appreciator. Celebrate them. Congratulate them. Throw a party for them. Tell them that you're happy for them. And genuinely mean it. Genuinely be happy for people that have what you want. If you start thanking God for what you already have, and you start celebrating the people in your life that have what you don't and that have what you wish you had, I promise it'll change your life. It literally will change your life. Maybe not immediately, but little by little by little by little, the more time you thank God for what you have and you celebrate and congratulate the people in your life that have what you want, your life will change. You'll start seeing things in a totally different light. You'll start looking at God and just praising Him out of nowhere. Just, God, thank you. God, I worship you. God, I thank you for who you are. I thank you for what you've given me. God, I thank you that you've given that person what they want. I thank you that you've given them what I want. I thank you that they're blessed. I thank you that they have what they need, that they lack no good thing. I thank you for your faithfulness in their life. It sounds crazy, but I promise you it will change your life. If you start thanking God for what you have and then thanking God for what other people have for them, you start congratulating them and celebrating them and throwing a party for them. And when your friend gets what you want, instead of being, sour or bitter or resentful, you just throw the biggest party you know how to throw and tell them how happy you are for them. And genuinely mean it. Your life will change. It will. It sure will. So I had a plan of doing the 2 ideas in one, but I reckon that this is a 20-minute video, and that's pretty long. So way to go, Tyler, on giving me 2 awesome ideas for 2 different videos. I didn't think I had as much to say as I did have to say. And honestly, a lot of what I say in my videos is inspired by God. When I get ready to film, I literally just take my phone out. Here's my little case. I take my phone out. I turn it on. I turn it to video. I put it in the little pop socket holder, and I just press record. I have 0 plans. I have no like outline. I pray about it and I ask God to show himself through it and to show his love through it. But I have no like outline. I have nothing in my head that I'm like, oh, yep, I'm going to do that. I literally just turn it on and start talking because I want it to just be raw and uncut and real. I don't want it to be fake. I don't want it to be filtered. I don't want it to be, pre-rehearsed so it sounds, like I'm reading off of a newspaper. I want it to be authentic and real. And I want you to feel like we're right here just having a conversation and just kind of rolling with it. That's what I want you to feel when you watch my videos. Hopefully you do. I hope they bless you. If they do, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things. And let me know that you like it. Let me know that it blessed you, that it matters to you. Like I said, share it, subscribe to it. And if you have, comment below too. If you have ideas for future videos, I would love to hear them. Please send me your request. I know Tyler and Mark, Doug a couple times. Send me your request. I would love to know what you would like to hear, what you would like to see, some topics that you want me to get real about. I love you, but more importantly, God loves you. You are seen, celebrated, and loved. Don't you ever forget that. God has big, wonderful, awesome, beautiful plans for you, and I can't wait till you find them out, because I promise you I will be celebrating you every possible way that I can, even if God gives you what I wish he gave me. Don't be jealous. It ain't cute. Don't look good on nobody. I love you. God loves you too. Catch you in the next one.